Well, hi YouTube, Brian James, that Micro Four Thirds guy with you once again. And as you can see from the rain in the background, I'm very much back in Blighty again. Strange to think a week and a half ago I was sitting in Cyprus and thoroughly enjoying the warm weather. Well, it's warm today. It's in the high 20s in the UK, but it is not a nice day at all. Well, turn up for the books. You'll have recalled, if you've seen my videos recently, that I put a video, and I think I'll put a link up there, I think it's up there, to an announcement that I saw about the OM-5 from OM Digital Solutions being announced in July. Well, it's too good to be true. It's been postponed now to late September, early October, I'm being informed. I've got a couple of people who are in the industry and also keep an eye on the photographic press, and it's looking as if that's the message which is coming out. And from what I'm hearing, although none of this is confirmed, from what I'm hearing, it seems to be supply problems more than anything else, which is causing that backlog. And again, I think it's the same supply problems which are hindering the OM-1 being distributed at the rate that it really could be done. We live in strange times. We're living in incredible inflation at the moment. We've got shortages of almost everything, and there are still hundreds of cargo ships being stuck in ports all over the place. Huge amounts still in Shanghai and different ports around China and things. And since most of our chips and the technology for our cameras come from China, it's hardly surprising if they're all stuck on board ships or stuck in ports that we can't actually have the manufacturers making the goods to sell because they can't get the parts for them. As you'll know, I'm into caravanning as well. I've got a caravan channel, and one of the caravan manufacturers in the UK, Swift, they've had to reduce what they put onto their caravans insofar as some of the features because they just can't get the units to supply on the new caravans. So they've had to almost downgrade a caravan to an older technology to be able to supply them. So what's my thoughts on this? Well, I was really looking forward to this OM-5 coming out. I said in another recent video, and again there'll be a link above, as to why I wasn't going to be buying the OM-1. But the OM-5 did seem to be something which may have tempted me. I was hoping the price point may have been lower by a reasonable margin, but it may have had some of those features which the OM-1 has, which would have made it worthwhile increase over the EM1 Mark II and also the G9 that I've got, to make it a worthwhile camera to consider. So I'm a little bit disappointed. Now, I'm not having a go, don't get me wrong, I'm not having a go at OM Digital Solutions in any way, shape or form. I've been in business long enough. I've been a business advisor. I'm qualified as a business advisor, and my degree is in business management. So I've been in business long enough to know that these things are never straightforward. And just to literally blame the manufacturer and say, well, you've got a problem there, it's your fault, usually doesn't work. We live in times of just-in-time manufacturing where parts are ordered right when they're needed to be used at that particular time. And when you have a just-in-time system, when it works well, it is fantastically efficient. When you have supply problems, the whole thing falls apart. And again, with the stories which are coming out about people who are having problems getting the OM-1 from OMDS, that's what it sounded like to me. It sounded as if it's going to be the parts of the camera rather than the camera itself. Because let's face it, the Olympus cameras have been in production for a long time and they know how to produce cameras, but if you don't have the base materials to do that, the processors, the memory, whatever it is that's in there, if you don't have that, then you can't build the camera. It's as simple as that. I don't know how much is sourced from there. It could be complete circuit boards, it could be just the chips on them, whatever it is which is coming from the suppliers for that. They're the things which will stop the end manufacturer producing that product, and then it's what stops you actually getting your product into your hands in the end. So I'm a little bit disappointed. I'm very disappointed that the OM-5 isn't going to be announced properly in July. I think it could be a really good camera to see. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it with a certain amount of apprehensive interest, shall we say. Because again, the apprehension comes in because it is in reality the second camera from the new era of Olympus. The first one really seems to be doing fantastically well, and the apprehension is, you know, it's like in music. Somebody has a fantastic first hit, how do they do the follow-up? So The OM-5 is something which is really floating my boat a little bit as to what's going to happen. So what do you think? Are you a bit disappointed on this too? If so, just leave a comment below. If you understand how this is, how the situation is for OMDS, again, just drop a little comment in the comments below. Is the are you finding it as a problem with other manufacturers, or is it just Olympus that's having these problems, or is this across the board? Because I'm seeing, again, on things like Nikon, they're having seem to be having problems. Every time I see people like Jared Poland, who does an awful lot of the reviews on Nikon and Canon and Sony, it seems that Nikon are always on the knife edge at the moment. Is that correct? Do you find that that's the case? Because it does seem to be that. But it doesn't seem to be the case so much for the likes of Canon and Sony. But of course, Sony are the core manufacturers of an awful lot of the chips themselves. So maybe they've got a better inroad into this. However it is, let me know what you think about what's happening with the OM-5. Let me know how you feel about the progress, and are you still going to be looking forward to its release or its announcement properly in September, October time? Again, let me know in the comments below. Now, if you enjoyed this video, as usual, subscribe, notifications, big thumbs up if you would, and if you want to leave me a coffee, there's a PayPal link below. But until the next time, this is Brian James at Micro Four Third Sky in rainy Cumbria, saying bye-bye. See you next time.